Hello. I don't think I ever really introduced myself. Of course, you know my name is Scott Musgrave. I'm a curly hair specialist. I'm a hairstylist. I've been a hairstylist since 1986. What made me get into hairstyling? Well, I was in the Marine Corps. Once I got out of the Marine Corps, I went back home to my upstate New York hometown. And I was always bored there. It's a little town called Johnstown. So I built houses for about a year and a half, and eventually I was dating a girl that was a hairstylist, and I would go to see her at lunch, and it looked like a fun environment. It looked like a place that was safe from the environment because I was tired of getting the sun beating down on me, or in the rain, or I was always bashing my thumb, and I was complaining about it. And she looked at me and she said, you know, you're creative, you're always drawing, you're doing stuff, you like to do sleight of hand magic, why don't you become a hairstylist? And I was like, no, that's not for me, that's not my deal. And I don't know what the deal was, but the seed was planted and it would not go away. So that was a prompting that finally led to me telling the construction crew, I'm done, I'm gonna go to hair school and I want to become a hairstylist. So I became a hairstylist in 1986, and I've been doing hair pretty much ever since. Now I've done a variety of different things. Like I said, I've done a sleight of hand magic. I used to do card tricks and sleight of hand magic and work in restaurants and cruise ships and comedy clubs. But it was kind of hard because that was my nightlife, and then it went from nightlife to working a day job, and it was just a little bit overwhelming. So I did magic for about 30 years, but don't ask me to do a card trick today. I am really rusty. I know how to juggle, I know how to do all kinds of things, but I'm very rusty nowadays. But I still like it and I enjoy it, and I actually watch it on TV. Getting back to wanting to be a hairstylist, it was when I was a little boy, I wanted to be a doctor or a fireman or one of those things. I wanted to help people. I knew that I wanted to help people. But as you can see from the picture, my hair was somewhat almost straight. As I got a little bit older, you can start to see that it was getting a little bit curly here and there. One thing was that my father cut my hair in the basement. In upstate New York, every house had a basement. That was male bonding time. I don't know, maybe my father wanted to save $1.30 from going to the barber shop, but he always cut my hair. It was going through phases of puberty that my hair was lopsided, my face was lopsided, my face was breaking out. All the school pictures that I ever took in elementary, middle school, and high school, I mean, some of them were okay, but a lot of them were like, really did not look forward to the school picture deal. So I was not a happy camper with my hair. It did fine when it was wet, but you know, don't roll down the windows because that would blow it up. And of course, upstate New York, there's not much air conditioning in the cars back in the day. The air conditioning was roll down the window, and that was the air conditioning. So my hair was always big and puffy. I like to work out and exercise and stay healthy, but most of the time I used dispenser soap on my body, and I would use dispenser soap on my hair, and it got dried out, puffy, and huge. I had massive amount of dandruff. There's no way back in the day I could wear like a black shirt like this. My dandruff has gone away since then because I did a video on that. Do a little bit of a search on is your scalp doing this on YouTube, and you'll see my video on why my dandruff went away. So that was a quest of trying to understand my hair. I think that unconsciously contributed towards my desire to want to work with curly hair later on in my life. How I got into curly hair is, I don't know, to be honest with you, I had clients coming in that were so mistreated, misinformed, and misguided that I wanted to guide them correctly, treat them well, and inform them correctly. And I had read a few books on curly hair. There weren't many out back then. And I would run across people now and then that would show me tips and ideas, but nobody had a vocabulary for it. There wasn't very many products around, so I would try out everything possible, and whatever worked would work currently with what was available. As a hairstylist, I can't stand staying in a box. If you're a hair salon owner and you hire me, you want me to stay in a box, I will drive you crazy. You'll drive me crazy by trying to get me to stay in that box. So I am very much an independent, stubborn business person that wants to get out on their own. So around 1996, I left the salon environment and I went into a booth rental environment, and oh my gosh, I loved it. I flourished in a self-employed environment where I can book out my schedule, and it was around the year 2000 that I made a commitment to start working and focusing on curly hair. And in 2000, there just wasn't that many things available at that point. So over time, I felt led and prompted through my prayer life to start sharing what information I did know on a blog. And I went to scottmusgravehair.com and I started a blog. I haven't contributed to it in about 2 years because most of the content is timeless. So it's the Magic Curly blog. And I came up with Magic Curly because a lot of people would say to my service, after my service, oh my God, this is so magical. And I loved magic. So I took the word magic and I took the word curly, combined it together to come up with Magic Curly. So that's the Magic Curly blog that I wrote. And it has tips and products and recommendations that are helping a lot of people. And over time I had a big demand for, would you do a Skype session with me? Would you do a video? And I'd be willing to pay you for it. So I've come up with an online tutorial for the Magic Curly application process, the MAP method. So the MAP method is a unique product application that handles a variety of porosity of hair, how to apply products heavy-handed, light-handed, what kind of zones to work with. It really is kind of a lot of information, but once you understand it, it becomes a very minimalistic approach to working with curly hair, and it works for thousands of people. The clients that sit in my chair are benefiting with it by being able to, the first time in their life, to finally learn how to work with their hair and walk around not leaving the salon looking good that day, but for the rest of their life have beautiful, sexy, professional, curly hair and wavy hair that really works well. And you can use a variety of different products, but I found a group of water-soluble products that works the best. So that's a little bit about what my curly hair journey has been about and how I got into it. And as a side note, I am happily married. It's been over 20 years to my wife, Janie. And she is an awesome woman. Without her, I would not be the man I am. She has truly stretched me to become a man that has a heart going after God, going after my wife, and going after my twin boys. We put an order in for a child one day about 16, 17 years ago, and we are blessed with twin boys. They're identical twin boys. And they are a hoot. They're a lot of fun, and I will miss them. They're going to be going to college coming up soon in 2 years. So I'm going to try to get every day out of life of being with them and try to even incorporate more date nights with my wife. And when we go out on a date night, we end up looking at each other and we just think we're just very thankful for who we are and how we've been raising our boys. And I'm very proud of them. I'm very proud of my wife. I love her very much. And I love my business as well. So I try to take care of myself with health, and we try to save up for retirement. And I did a video within this past 31 days that deals with the 6 arenas, and those are the areas that I focus my energy, time, efforts, and finances into that seems to be working and keeping me on track. So I hope you enjoyed a little bit of a journey of who I am and what I'm about and what my passions are about. It gives you a glimpse into who I am, and today is just an appreciation for you and everything that you do, and I want to thank you for subscribing and keeping up with me. There's going to be more videos to come. I just wanted to properly introduce myself. So you guys have a great day.